You're listening to Life Inspirations. Aging with Attitude. This is a podcast about growing older, but not just that. It's growing older and having fun, because fun never retires. Perhaps you could say developing wrinkles and wisecracks. My dad jokes have turned into granddad jokes, which probably means they're getting worse, or even more than that. I'm repeating them and laughing as though it's the first time that I've told them. And I've recently celebrated my 22nd anniversary of my 50th birthday. And here's a great statement. Growing older chronologically is a fact. Growing older in attitude is a choice. I don't want to be a grumpy old man. I want to be a happy old man. I want to get better with age. I want to have joy in the journey. It's like remaining young at heart, but being wise in life. And the problem is that too many older people get old before they are old. They may be older, but they act like they're on their deathbed. And soon they feel as old as they act and start a downward spiral. Instead, my suggestion is that we act like we did when we were young. We wake up expecting a great new day filled with new adventures, living out our days in wonder and joy. And if you do that, you'll feel as young as you act. Of course, growing older is part of life that comes to us all. This is not denial or ultra-positive thinking, because we do get aches and pains. We do get medical issues. We suffer grief at times when we lose someone near to us. Our eyes get a bit dimmer. Our hearing, what was that? Our hearing gets worse. We fumble a bit more. But we can still choose our attitude. In 2 Corinthians 4:16, Paul said this, "So no wonder we don't give up, for even our outer person gradually wears out, but our inner being is renewed every single day." Now, I don't know about you, but that's an incredibly good reason to enjoy the later years of our lives, even with our aches and pains. Listen to the writer of Proverbs, chapter 16:31. "Old age with wisdom will crown you with dignity and honor, for it takes a lifetime of righteousness to acquire it." Wow. And talking about that, it says in Psalm 92:12-14, "The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that are planted in the house of God or Jehovah shall flourish in the courts of our God." And here's verse 14, "They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flowering." Ha! I like that. Almost a good excuse to put on weight. Not really. Isaiah had stuff to say about this too. Chapter 46, verse 4, "Even to your old age and grey hairs, I am He. I am He who will sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you. I will sustain you, and I will rescue you." Amazing. Another version says, "And I'll keep on carrying you when you're old. I'll be there, bearing you when you're old and grey. I've done it and will keep on doing it, carrying you on my back, saving you." So keeping our attitude right is not only finding happiness and fun, but it's actually having this thing called hope installed in your spirit. Author Doug Army brings out the question, what keeps people young the longest? And he had his top 5 suggestions. The first is stay young. And this means cultivating good habits that we probably should have done years ago, like eating correctly, exercising, cutting out bad habits, staying in good physical shape. Without a doubt, this keeps you young longer. If you can, go walking regularly or biking. And I know people say, "Oh, I should go for a walk this week," but actually make it a daily thing. So stay young. Number 2, think young. Many people as they age think of themselves as old, and every birthday seems to be a day of regret. They remind themselves of all they can't do. But the suggestion here is to forget about your age. Think instead about all you still want to do and accomplish, and all the blessings that you have. And you'll find you start feeling as young as you think. Now, when you think young, you can also incorporate this thing called gratitude. You are grateful for what you've got and what has happened in your life. That's a wonderful thing. Thirdly, talk young. Stay young, think young, and talk young. And when people think old, they start talking old. They keep talking about their aches and what they can't do, almost talking themselves into it. But start talking about what you're enjoying doing. Focus on the gift of each new day, and you'll discover again the wonder of feeling young. This also includes this wonderful thing called laughter. Learn to laugh. If you've lost the ability to do that, pick it up again, even if you have to watch comedies on TV or in movies. And the writer of Proverbs knew this. He said in Proverbs 17:22, "A joyful heart is like medicine." This is something the doctor can't prescribe, but you can. The next one, number 4, is to relate young. Many older people only have older friends who they commiserate with about being old. In fact, at times the conversation is dominated by hospital appointments and what's going on in your creaky body. And do you know what? Something weird happens. It's not really weird, I suppose. Younger people don't really want to hang out with them because it's depressing. Instead, get this, keep engaged with younger people, with your children, with your grandchildren, and younger friends. They'll keep you young. And finally, act young. And this has the effect of you feeling as young as you act, as I said before. So don't allow the burdens of life, and there are burdens that are out there are things that happen, crush your spirit, because that verse I mentioned before says, "But a crushed spirit dries up the bones." I don't know about you, but I don't want to have dry bones. I talked before about gratitude, but do you know that you can practice that? You can thank God every morning for the gift of a new day, remembering that aging is a unique privilege. The other thing that we can all do is to commit to further prayer or more prayer. Intercession, it's vital. Pray for your family, for your church, for your community. Pray for your enemies. And another suggestion that I've got is to stay in the Word. Now, some people like reading the written Word. I like it being fed into my ears as I'm exercising. And you can do that with YouVersion. Read Scripture or listen to Scripture daily to keep your mind anchored in God's unchanging promises. When the physical challenges, and they will come your way, and they can feel discouraging, the Word is very encouraging. You can find some way too of sharing your wisdom. Mentor a young person, someone younger than you. And talking about that, don't isolate from younger people. Approach them. Find out what their names are, what they do, what their life is like. Build generational bridges. And finally, focus on ability rather than disability. Reject bitterness. Refuse to live in regrets from the past. May you grow old gracefully. May you develop laugh lines on your face. May you grow older and have a lot of fun. God bless you today.